everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We just wanted to do a real quick video showing how to slice a brisket. So here we've got a relatively smaller brisket. So this could go for any reheating you've done for any holiday or just fresh off the smoker. So first we're just going to unwrap it. We're just going to talk through kind of the anatomy of the brisket. So the brisket has two different muscles on it. So we've got this fattier muscle here on top, which is the point, where you get a lot of your fattier slices. You get your burn-ins from this section right here. And then on this section, you have your leaner section, which is the flat. And so the way that we like to slice our briskets here at the restaurant is, so we'll start taking a look at the whole brisket as a whole. We've got our point here, we've got our flat. The muscles run at different angles. So you want to cut against the grain, just like you would with any good steak or anything like that. So for the flat, the grain structure is going to run at a diagonal about this direction. And the way you can kind of gauge which way the grains are running is this little section of here on the point is called the mohawk. So it's got a little bit more of like a pointy ridge to it, and then it's opposite of this rounder edge. And so what we're going to do is, because the grains are running this way, we're going to take our first slices, we're going to cut from here, and we're just going to go all the way until we get about to the halfway point of the brisket. We're almost there. And so your halfway point is really just directly in the middle of the brisket, but you can also use that mohawk we talked about as a gauge as well. Once you kind of get to the very end of where that kind of tapers off, then you're going to want to take your fatty into your brisket, and you're going to want to turn it at a 90 degrees. So what we accomplish by cutting against the grain is we get a nice separation of the grain. So it's going to allow us to get the optimal tenderness from our brisket. Makes it a lot better of an eating experience. And that's how we want to do it. So now we're going to move on to the point. So with the point, like I was saying, we just cut the flat against the grain across. When we get to the point, we're going to want to turn it at a 90-degree angle and then slice it across. So for this, we'll go ahead and slice it directly across the brisket. And we're going to slice these slices a tad bit thicker. You can do them as thin or as thick as you like. But now we're about halfway through, and you can see what we get with that. We get some nice juicy slices from the point, and then we're against the grain here on that thicker muscle up there on the top. So you're just going to keep continuing on. You're going to slice the brisket all the way across, and you're going to have the perfect eating, and you're going to be good to go. Thank you, guys.